Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. This video was supposed to be, it's still going to be working out with a chronic illness, but I was going to kind of explain how I work out with a chronic illness, what helps me, and all this stuff. And then on a few of my recent videos about working out, I've gotten some questions, I've gotten some DMs on Instagram, and so I figured, you know what, let's just make this a Q&A. I can still answer what I was planning on answering in this video anyway, and then I'll answer some of your questions, and maybe that can help you with learning how to work out with a chronic illness.
Swagger down the street with your red.
If you are new here, I am Jamie, and I live with POTS, or postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and have for 14 years, even though I've only been diagnosed for 2. I also have some undiagnosed issues, but yeah. In some way or another, for the last, let's see, it's 2023, no, it's 2024. Last 7 years, somehow I have fit working out into my life. Now, give or take, in 2021 when I got really sick, this looked a lot different than it does now, and honestly, what my workouts look like now look a lot different than what they did when I first started working out on a regular basis. But either way, I still fit exercise into my life, and mainly I do that now because if you have POTS, you have probably been told you need to exercise. So yeah. And when my doctor told me this, he said, you can swim and you can do rowing. And it's like, what? Like, those are the 2 exercise options I had. Problem is, those 2 exercise options do not exist where I live on a year-round basis, and the gyms around here don't have those options either. So I kind of had to figure out exercise on my own. I have done a couple of videos on how to exercise with POTS. I have done how to exercise with POTS, kind of explaining how to get started and where to get started and all this. And I am going to mention that I am not a doctor, so anything I mention in this video, don't just go start doing any of it without asking your doctor first. Like, my doctor is completely aware of what I do to exercise, and he's perfectly fine with it. So yeah. And then I did a video 2 months ago with my current workout routine. Yeah, that's kind of explained in a nutshell of what I do, how I do it, and how this all works. So now I'm going to actually answer your guys' questions. I've got them next to me, so and I wrote them down because I had a lot of repeats. So I wrote down the questions that weren't repeated, and that's what I'm going to answer. Because, I'm going to answer the ones that I got the most. So yeah. Okay, the number one question was, how do you work out with a chronic illness? And honestly, it depends on what your doctor recommends. For me, and the research I've done and what I've found for my illness was start slow and build up your tolerance. And that's basically what I had to do. Because when I was getting sick, I lost my main symptom, honestly, I think, other than the dizziness, was exercise intolerance. Okay, so back to answering the question, because I got interrupted. Is how do you work out with an illness? Honestly, I just do. I started with building up my tolerance, and I do what I have to. And honestly, I do feel like me exercising and me getting some movement in every day, well, not every day, but most days, does help my illness. Work out before diagnosis. Yes. I've had POTS for what my doctor is saying at least 14 years, because I've been sick since I was 16. And I've had periods of time where I don't, like, I always feel like crap, but I've had periods of time where I don't feel as bad as I have the last the last basically 3 years at this point. So yes, I did work out before being diagnosed, and I honestly think that's kind of what helped me get back into working out. What types of exercise do you do? I used to do Zumba. I still do on occasion. There's a whole video related to that on my channel. I'll link that in the cards as well. But mainly I do Sydney Cummings workouts. I get on YouTube, I get a pop-up on her videos, and that's my workout for the day. So I'll do strength, I'll do body weight, whatever I feel like doing for that day. Some days I'll do cardio, and honestly I probably need to start adding in more cardio. And I do yoga. I try to do at least 5 to 15 minutes of yoga every night. Sometimes I do more, sometimes I do less. It just depends on how I feel. But I have found that me doing yoga and actually stretching does help a lot after I've done a workout, or just to help me sleep in general. Okay, do you plan your workouts? No. I probably need to start planning them a little bit better, and honestly, that's kind of what I'm going to start working on when Sydney Cummings' new program starts. But as of right now, the only thing I plan is that I do yoga every night. When I was doing Zumba, workouts were planned. Now that I don't do Zumba 5 days a week, no, my workouts are not planned out. I just pick a video. Is your doctor aware that you work out? Yes. Both of my doctors are aware that I work out. And they both approve that I work out. Do you ever stop in the middle of workouts? Yes, I have done that. When I was really sick, I would do this all the time. Now that I'm not as bad, I don't have to stop as often. He's on my lap. This is how we feel. Oh my God. Nugget. He took the notebook. I think I'm gonna have to finish filming this later. Okay, so do you stop in the middle of workouts? When I was really sick, I wouldn't even make it to the middle of a workout. I would get maybe 10 minutes in, 5-10 minutes in, and have to stop. Now, 2 years later, yes, there are times I have to stop. Really bad days, like if it's like a really tough workout, sometimes I have to stop. I try not to. What I do is try to do workouts with longer rest periods. Like, I'll do a few sets or a few cycles or whatever that workout's calling it, and then I'll take a minute rest. I try to do workouts like that have 1-minute rest periods. What is your schedule and your rest days? I try to do Monday through Friday working out, and then take my rest days on Saturday and Sundays. Will you skip days based on how you feel? Yes. This Monday I wasn't feeling great, so I skipped Monday. Honestly, I'm not feeling great today, so I might skip today. Just depends. Do you think working out really helps your illness? Yes, I do. Mainly because I'm not I don't know why, but I know it helps. I feel like some days I feel like I have more energy if I work out. Some days I feel like I'm not. I don't know. I just do. I don't know why I feel like it helps, but I think it does help. And honestly, I think my heart rate is more controlled because I'm exercising. How did you get started working out? That's just this question. So I don't know what they mean by this. How I got started after getting my diagnosis and having to build back up and all that was I was kind of already working out. My doctors hadn't told me to stop working out, so while I wasn't working out full on like I would have been, I was still trying to get in exercise. So honestly, I just kind of got started. I just started working out. I started building back up. As I felt better, I was able to do more. What exercise have you found helps your illnesses the most? Yoga helps. Walking. I know that walking helps and is good for me. Yoga is good for me, and strength training. Like, not killing myself, but strength training does help. But I think it's because if you're strengthening your core and your legs, it helps with your pods. Does exercise ever make your illness worse? Yes. When I'm in a flare, exercising makes it worse. If I'm going into a flare and I exercise and I don't realize I'm going into a flare, it makes my illness worse. So you just have to listen to your body, honestly. Okay, have you ever had an episode or an emergency during a workout? I've gotten close, but I've never fully passed out during a workout. I used to, but I've gotten so used to knowing my signs and symptoms that I know when I'm going to pass out. So I know when to stop. I mean, every now and then I'll have vomiting after a workout, or sometimes if I just overdo it too much during a workout, I'll throw up during the workout. When you work out at a gym, do you tell people about your illness? This is completely up to you. When I was working out at the gym, I had 2 people who knew. That way, if something were to happen, they knew what to do, so they could help me. So maybe it's a good idea to have somebody that knows. So if something does happen to you, like if you pass out and you want them to call an ambulance, maybe make sure you have somebody who knows that. Or if you don't want them to know, don't want them to call an ambulance, then maybe tell them that too. But don't tell everyone, because telling everybody's not always a good idea. How do you feel after exercise? It depends on the workout. Some days I feel really energetic, other days I feel really fatigued and exhausted. I did an arm workout a couple days ago and it kicked my butt, and I was so weak afterwards. It wasn't even close to how I typically feel after an arm workout. And then I did a workout yesterday, full body workout, and I was really shaky and actually threw up after my workout yesterday. So how I feel after a workout really depends. When do you work out? Usually in the afternoon between 4:30 and 6. Like, I know my energy levels, and I know what working out does to my energy levels, so I base it off that. Okay, do you prefer gym/home workout, or do you prefer gym or home workouts, and what is easier with your illness? If you're doing classes, I prefer the gym. I don't like taking classes, like Zumba classes, through virtual. I just don't. Like, for some reason I can teach virtual classes and it doesn't bother me, but taking one bothers me, and I don't like it as much. So I prefer, like, if I'm doing like my strength workouts, I prefer home workouts. If I'm doing classes, I prefer the gym. And what is easier with your illness? It depends on how I'm feeling. Like, how I'm feeling today, home workout is a lot easier. Do you work with a trainer? No, I do not work with a personal trainer. Do you work with a physical therapist? No, I do not work with a physical therapist. I've had that option, but they just haven't helped me in the past with my illness and exercising with it, so I just prefer not to work with one. I prefer to do it myself. I'm pretty knowledgeable on my body and what I can do and what I can't, so I just prefer to do it on my own. If you've never exercised before and you're being told to start exercising, maybe work with a trainer or a physical therapist, but try to find somebody who can help you and knows your illness and your limitations. Do you create your own workouts? No. Like I've already said, I follow videos, and that's how I get my workouts. I'm just not good at creating. Like, I can choreograph for days and play songs for days, but I cannot create like my own strength workouts or my own other workouts. I'm just not knowledgeable in that stuff, so I choose to not create my own workouts. So that's going to be it for this chronic illness Q&A. I hope this answered your questions about working out with a chronic illness. If you have any more, drop them down below in the comments and I will be sure to answer them. Other than that, give this video a thumbs up, hit the red subscribe button if you have not done so already down below, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.